Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Prepper Post News, courtesy of Freedom Prepper and Freedom Roasters Coffee. I'm Perrin Lovett, and this is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. TGIF, January 8th, 2021. And this is going to be a short show, just kind of a wrap up. Again, this is being pre-filmed. I have some uncertainty about the way things, the chief events of the day may unfold. I'm also tired of them, so I think we had a good time this week. I just want to, the feature topic is all open to you guys, that or one of the other stories. Just tell me what you think about what happened. And want to welcome everybody over at freedomprepper.com, where the site traffic is getting back up to what used to be normal. At the community, freedompreppercommunity.com, which is slowly growing. I still don't think we've had that big Facebook group announcement. When that happens, I look for a massive spike in traffic, which will be great. As far as I know, still here at YouTube, still have the comments section, which some of those lately have just been fantastic. And it's not just, we have a couple of core viewers who just make the most wonderful, insightful comments imaginable. But a lot of other people just, chime in from time to time, and it really boosts things. No spam. Knock on cheap paneling. Although every once in a while we'll do a post, and instead of putting a link in there to their fake sneakers and drugs and what other garbage they have, it's just they want you to click on the name. So you know what I'm talking about. But it's just working out wonderful, and the comments at the community are that they are starting to influence the show, as we'll get to as soon as I keep babbling along. Yes, I'm not wearing out the hoodie. I'm just promoting. We're still running Orthodox Christmas. I guess Monday we'll be back to the non-festive studio with the flag and all my stuff over here. Where was I going with that? We've had some requests for different color schemes. We've had some people very interested in the big 5-pound solid lead mug. All that stuff is coming. I'm not sure about color coordination. You can't see it. I can't see it, but there's some ink issues we got to work on. Allegedly, there's a very easy fix. And the mugs and other things will come along in slightly lighter, more user-friendly format. So stay tuned for that. K-Cups for the coffee, also in the works. And we're probably going to be bringing back the note series. We've had a few internal discussions about that. So these are things, tangible things going forward into 2021, the year of exciting uncertainty that you can have and keep, and nobody can delete them. So let's just take a look at just a quick. I have so many recap stories. I need to see how some things shake out. But there was one that popped up just ahead of the big show on Wednesday from Neon Revolt, which is a pseudo-anonymous site that was dedicated to interpreting the Q postings. And some of this, it was all opinion, and a lot of it ran away. Wednesday morning, or Tuesday afternoon, or night, we got the third in a 3-part series that just had some shocking revelations and recommendations. I just throw out a link for you to read. Didn't quite shake out that way, did it? But we never know. Nothing is settled in this great process that is not an event. We just don't know. Take a look at that. Also, another going forward post. Paul Craig Roberts had his big 2021 preview article, I think Monday or Sunday, and then the other day he came out with something about the dealing with the globalist elite, which has been in the news, well, for the past 100 years, but it's kind of come to a head more recently. Here's what he writes. I want you to read the whole thing, but this little clique of evil people that think they have the right to dominate the rest of us, he says they can be resisted. All that has to be done is to round up a small handful relatively, of totalitarian globalists. It's not a huge group. It's just a tiny little minority of people that have the rest of us stepping and fetching. He says sucking our thumbs and cowering. He's right for the most part, not here, but out there, you know. If they are not eliminated, they will eliminate us in the sense of our autonomy, our independence, our ability to express a point of view contrary to theirs, and ultimately our humanity. And one way or the other, we're not going to let that happen. Not to us. Here comes the influence of the community. This is not a news story. Well, I really hope this never turns out to be a news story. The underlying map that I'm posting, I bet we have it right here, right now, could have been news sometime in the last 60 years, and thank God it was not. We had a talk about gas masks and how to use those on the community. I mentioned it the other day. And a lot of that depends on what you're trying to protect against, and a lot of that depends on where you are. You know, if you live next to a CSX rail line, it's possible you could have a chemical spill one day that could release noxious gases that could kill you. That has happened in America this century. If you live next to a big chemical plant or somewhere where these peaceful protests break out, there's all kind of things that, you might want to protect against. That depends on geography. And I've been saying for a while now, it's time to really think about getting out of the cities. Not all of them, but on the community. During the Georgia election, while it was live, I posted a map coming in. And I said, honestly, there's not much difference between blue and red these days, but the 6 largest cities in Georgia immediately popped up blue. The rest of the state was a bunch of little red dots. So it's, if you have a problem in Georgia or Texas or Massachusetts, California, wherever you are, odds are it's emanating from the larger population centers. So I post this map, and it's from FEMA and a couple of other federal agencies, and it's the old Soviet nuclear strike map of the U.S. It's the lower 48. All the counties are shown, and you have triangles and dots. And the triangles are a 500 missile exchange targets, and they are the larger cities, the capitals, and anywhere where you have a nuclear power plant or a critical military base. And then the dots are a 2,000 missile exchange. Yeah, we never had that. If we had had any of that, we would not be having this conversation right now. But if you look at these, everywhere there's a triangle or a dot or a cluster of them, that's a city. Now, some places out west and on the coast, you have things like silo farms, gas refineries, oil rigs. Those would also be targets. I mean, out in the middle of Montana and North Dakota, there's like 5 people, and the Soviets would have hit it with 100 missiles to get rid of what was in the ground if they could. But back, Houston, Atlanta, New York, Miami, just covered up. Now, I don't expect a nuclear exchange with Russia, China, or anybody else. But these are places, if you live in or near one, that's probably where something is going to happen, whatever something is. Now, some of these places are, there's Asheville, North Carolina has a triangle because it's a population center. It's one of the biggest cities in North Carolina. Ordinarily, not a bad place. I'm not really aware of anything going on there that anybody would want to specifically target, but just take a look at that and think about where you live and if you might want to make any adjustments to your plans. And this is a follow-up. I talked about Hollywood and the evil that emanates out of Hollywood. I want to keep this one short. Got a very good article, some commentary from a former insider, a former Hollywood attorney, who just spills the beans on what she calls the family. This mafia-style corrupt organization that literally runs every studio and everything around the studios. in Hollywood. And the big shocker out of this is that all these people that get lured in, the process is explained to them in no uncertain terms, and everybody that participates in it does so with full knowledge. So they know, and yet they still do it. So take a look at that. And the last word of the day, the Georgia election. You've seen the news. I stayed up way too late Tuesday night watching the results come in. All I'm going to say to that, and I've got a link to what's left of the New York Times, somewhat honest reporting. They're the ones that had one of the live meters. Theirs was probably the most accurate, tracking county by county, precinct by precinct. As Georgia went blue, as was predicted. And you know, there's a saying, demographics are destiny, or demographics is destiny. Georgia is not the same place it was 50 years ago, or even 5 years ago. In a few months, the 2020 census records will be released, and you will see, if you do a comparison to 2010, 2000, 1980, 1950, you'll see what has happened in Georgia that kind of correlates with the dance of red and blue. And you're seeing that all across the country. Massive upheaval, mainly because of those global elites, that small handful. I guess it's congratulations to Senators-elect Warnock and Ossoff. Who knows? You know, the Republicans put up such... if they scoured that state, their entire party, they really couldn't have come up with two weaker, worse options than Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue. So you never know. We may have here the lesser of two evils. But what does this portend for the future? Well, folks, we're about to find out. And I will be back on Monday, sans the Christmas tree, and we'll discuss everything that's up to date. I hope you have a good weekend. Get some rest. I need some rest this weekend, and we'll be raring to go next week. Have a great weekend. Pair and love it.